Well, we're here at the shore of Boulder Lake. Easy little hike. Now, my plan is to go from here on up the side of the mountain here, up to Bonney Meadows and then Bonney Butte, hopefully. But unfortunately, I do have a little bit of a toe injury from a hike last week that's still fresh. It hasn't fully closed up yet, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go for it, but I at least wanted to make it out here to Boulder Lake just to see what it's all about. You know, it's one of those places you see on a map, you're like, well, it's really easy to get to. It's only a half a mile up the hill, and you're right here. And there's campsites all along the shore of the lake over there. And you can see footprints in the lake. It looks like people like to wade out and maybe try fish. I did see a fish jump over by that little snag sticking up there. But behind us, besides the fact there's a big boulder right there and some others off to the right of us, there's this huge boulder field and talus and scree collapsing off of this big escarpment, and it's really rugged. You can see it's really shattered and broken, and it's really coming apart. And this is a very, very popular backpack and hike, I'm sure, because of the number of campsites just on the shore of the lake alone. I haven't been along this shore yet. I just walked straight along here, and there were, I think, 5 campsites between that spot there and right here by the big boulder that you can't quite see through the trees. But this is properly named. There are boulders at Boulder Lake. They're not in the lake, which is kind of like, I think if they were in the lake, you would call it Boulder Lake. But you'd have to wait a while for a big one to make it all the way down the hillside here into the lake itself. But it still has boulders around it, so what the heck. Those look like big boulders in the lake there. I'm sure the lake bed itself has boulders in it. It's Boulder Lake. What the heck? We're fine with that. And you also get to pass by on the way up before you even get the full half mile up here. You pass by a beautiful little pond called Spinning Lake. And it's a lovely little pond. It's so pretty. Very, very nice. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff touching the surface, little itty bitty things over there and in different places. But without the wind, the mirror surface of the lake is just beautiful. And of course, Labor Day weekend is past us now. It's early September and the weather is perfect. It's almost hot. Very, very nice. Summer continuing and nobody's here. I can tell a lot of people have been here. There's trash around so far around the entire shore. But the quiet and the peace and the reflections are just priceless. So pretty. So what I'm going to do, I think, is continue on back to the trail here and see if I can't continue on the trail and then go up the hill up, and maybe I'll make it up there. I don't know. It depends on if my toe will let me. Basically, I kind of nastily ripped off a big chunk of the callus layer on the tip of my toe there, descending from Mount Bailey about 5 days ago, and there was a lot of blood, let me tell you. And it sure hurt when I had the bandage too tight that night. But I literally, like I say, I ran 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the last couple miles of the trail, and it didn't bother me that much. So that's why I'm out here today. It doesn't seem like it's just a soft tissue injury. So we'll see if we can't make it up to Bonney Meadows. We'll give it a shot here. Well, we made it up to the summit of Bonney Butte. Unfortunately, there were Forest Service employees with an aggressive off-leash dog, and I had to call them in for chasing me off the summit. But just below the summit, maybe 100 feet down, 150 feet down, the view out east is beautiful. Look at all the east slopes of the Cascades slowly. Ooh, that east wind coming in. When the wind is coming out of the east out here, that means it's a hot day. Usually the wind likes to go that way unless you're on an east slope, and then it kind of cycles back in. It comes from a different direction. But here it's coming straight up out of the east, which means it's a hot day today. Early September. You can just about see Mount Jefferson poking up through the smoke there. But the Cascades just fall away, and the rain stops, and it turns into desert out there. Really amazing stuff. And you can see one of the meadows there of Bonney Meadows. Very, very pretty. Hiked through that to get up here. Couldn't get up to the summit. There's a good view of Mount Hood from the summit, but with that super aggressive dog and those Forest Service employees not doing anything about it, I couldn't be there, unfortunately. But like I said, I called them in, so they'll get theirs. We'll take care of that aggressive off-leash dog. No worries. But in the meantime, oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful views. I love being up on the east slopes here and being able to see them just kind of like fall away onto the Columbia Basin or Plateau, depending on what you want to say out there. Oh, it's pretty. Really great stuff. Well, we made it here to Bonney Meadows. I didn't think I was going to make it. The little injured toe held out. And here we are. There's a whole series of these meadows. This is just one of them, and they're just lush and green and beautiful. And there's these little brooks running through them. Absolutely gorgeous. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day on the trail in terms of the sights and scenes and sounds, everything going up past little spinning lake. Oh, it was a pretty little lake. And of course, Boulder Lake itself is no slouch. It's a very worthy lake. It's beautiful, and you can see why so many people backpack it. But here, I love these meadows. This reminds me of the little meadow we camped near in the Strawberry Mountain Wilderness when I went a few years ago. And there's just these beautiful, verdant, lush greenness. There's all these little purple flowers coming up, and I don't know what they are because I'm not a total expert on all the plants, but they're beautiful. These creeks, oh, they're just so lovely here. Absolutely love it. It looks like there's heather. It looks like there's just everything you can name. There's plants I don't even know what they are, and of course sedges galore. These there's multiple purple ones. There's these little purple ones, and then there's the daisy-like ones here, but then there's these sort of tulip-like ones that are just so beautiful. I don't know what those are. I don't know every single plant, and there's a reason for that. It's because it leaves something to learn. It leaves something to find out. It leaves some mystery and some excitement yet, but these are just gorgeous. And this setting is just so beautiful. You can't beat settings like this. And these meadows go for many, many acres out here, up here on the hill. And I also proceeded past the little forest camp here and went on up to the top of Bonney Butte, and of course went right back down. There was some Forest Service employees with a very aggressive off-leash dog up there just hanging out, and so I couldn't take in the view at the summit, but I did at least get to go up there and see that there is a summit. There's actually some signs up there that tell you what you're looking at. I'm sure the 360 is just beautiful, but here along this little creek, these are the sorts of little scenes that, you could just sit here and watch those tendrils just wafting in the current, the flickering of the sun, occasional little trickle or gurgle. Oh, and of course you can just sort of leap around all these. You can see there's this horseshoe here, and there's tadpoles swimming around the little pools and little different spillways and falls, and there's a little frog right down there. Hey, little frog. Hey, what's up, buddy? Can we say hi? Oh, no, he jumped away. But there's another little froggy down in there. Hey, little frog. What's up, buddy? Oh, it's so pretty here. And I love just the gurgling and the peace. It's the sort of place you could just stay for hours and hours. And, if the road wasn't so bad getting up here, I would be one of the couple people who are camped out up here. There's some people here with a gigantic canvas teepee-like tent, and it's a bit large, I'd say keep your camp nice and small and tidy. But in the meantime, you come and hang out next to little spillways. Oh, that's so pretty. And it looks like right here, next to where I parked myself, along the bubbling brook, looks like somebody had a big picnic down here, and this would be a heck of a nice place to stop for a picnic. And that's why I think I'll just go ahead and stop here right now myself. So I got my little blankie laid out and ready to go. My snacks, got my water, got my electrolytes. I'm going to sit and enjoy Bonney Meadows while I have my lunch. And it's been a wonderful hike, getting to see Bonney Butte, Spinning Lake, Boulder Lake, the meadows, the campground, the forest. Oh, it's been wonderful. I definitely want to thank you so very much for joining me to enjoy this wonderful little hike and a little bit of adventure. Why not call it a little adventure on up here from the Boulder Lake Trail on up to Bonney Meadows and Bonney Butte. These beautiful early September perfect weather skies, verdant meadows, lovely, lovely scenery, and as you saw earlier, as always, ants. Bonney Meadows ants. Oh, exciting and early.